One local band is using classical instruments to play rock. We'll introduce you to New England's favorite string rock quintet.
And we'll take you behind the scenes at one of Boston's most popular recording studios.
Plus, we have singer-songwriters Walter Rodriguez and Afton from Walter and the Night Owls here in studio to perform live for us. We have all this and more coming up on Just Off Mainstream.
Walking like the devil went the other way, walking like she don't care anyway. Watch her how she gives herself another day to rest. Say nothing of the trouble she's in, nothing of the places she's been. Only watch her how she sets the wind on fire.
Hello and welcome to Just Off Mainstream. I'm Jordan Moncada.
And I'm Jared Canfield. Just Off Mainstream is your backstage pass to the Boston music scene.
Forget the top 40. We'll introduce you to some amazing local artists, give you a tour of a historic venue, and later we'll have an exclusive live performance from Walter Rodriguez and Afton of Walter and the Night Owls.
But first, let's get to know a local band that is using classical instruments to produce a big sound. Our very own Ryan Fleiderer found out how 5 Williams College grads are making a name for themselves in the Boston rock scene.
This is Darlingside. It's a string rock quintet with a classical twist. Darlingside's music features violin, mandolin, and cello. This unique mix can be heard on its brand new album, Pilot Machines. And just like the band, the album is a bit different too.
We're releasing a series of 7 inches, so we're releasing actual vinyl records, 7 inches, so 2 songs apiece, and those will sort of build up and people will start to get a sense of the types of songs that are going to be on the album.
Fans can subscribe to receive all 4 7-inch vinyl records. This subscription album is just as unique as the band's sound.
We see what happens when we put our 5 particular sets of interests and tastes, you know, we all put them on the table.
Each band member influences Darlingside's sound and contributes to the songwriting process.
There's just a lot of collaboration, all 5 of us working together.
I trust the other guys so much that I kind of just assume that if the 5 of us just kind of put in only so much of our own 2 cents, that the 5 of us will kind of create something that's better than anything that I would have planned.
Darlingside would rather be in front of an audience than in the rehearsal space. During its first year together, the band performed more than 100 shows.
Getting to dance and play for your best friends on stage, playing music that you guys have written for an audience is there to see you is just unparalleled. It's great.
And there are sometimes shows that feel very important, but I don't go into every night feeling like, you know, I have to nail this, and, you know, the less you think you need to nail something, the more likely you are to nail it.
More often than not, Darlingside nails its performances, and those performances don't go unrecognized.
The stuff that really sticks is when it's kind of just somebody that comes up to you and says, "Do not stop. Like, please do not stop making music."
The band doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon. For Just Off Mainstream, I'm Ryan Fleiderer.
To subscribe to the band's album Pilot Machines, just go to pilotmachines.com.
Simple enough. We now turn from a band who just recently entered the Boston music scene to one that's been around for a while.
Let's turn it over to Jillian Wilson, who found out all about the Adam Ezra Group.
Thanks, Jared and Jordan. The Adam Ezra Group has been playing sold-out shows around New England for years. I caught up with Adam before he took the stage at the legendary Paradise Rock Club.
Some people have a journal, some people take pictures. I was writing songs, you know, and when I finished college, I kind of knew that it was something that I had to do.
And he's been writing and performing songs ever since.
Adam Ezra is the lead singer of the Adam Ezra Group, but that's not how he defines himself.
I think of myself as a songwriter, first and foremost. That's what I love to do. I write songs all the time, and that's what really inspires me.
He's also inspired by his bandmates.
Because I play with incredible musicians that are coming from different places musically and push me in different directions musically.
Your daddy told you you would rise above the run-down shadows of this town you love. Bussing tables seems to pay the bills. Mama's legacy, a test of will.
The group's music is a blend of rock and Americana with a hint of Adam's acoustic singer-songwriter roots, and it all comes together on stage.
I think that a concert is not just about an artist or a band playing music at people, but it's about the entire room of people kind of creating an experience together.
The Adam Ezra Group isn't just being recognized for its live performances. This year, the band took home 4 New England Music Awards, including Song of the Year for its single Taking Off and Record of the Year for its album Ragtop Angel. But those weren't the only honors.
And we also won another award called the Grassroots Award for artists that are involved in charity and activism that are giving back to their community through music. So we were just kind of blown away by all the honors.
At some concerts, the band asks fans to donate canned goods and warm clothes to help those in need.
It makes a concert so much more powerful when it's about more than just the music being played in the room.
Adam will be taking his music on the road as he sets off on a 2-month national tour. But he'll be back in Massachusetts on May 27th to play at the Strange Creek Music Festival in Greenfield. Now let's check back in with Jared and Jordan with this week's Just Off Mainstream concert picks.
Thanks, Jillian. We have a few concerts coming up that you won't want to miss. Here are the Just Off Main Street concert picks of the week.
Be sure to get your tickets to see the Sun Parade at the Middle East this Thursday, April 5th. The Sun Parade is a local indie group with a light, catchy sound. The lead singer is only 20, but he has already been compared to singer-songwriter Elliott Smith. The concert starts at 8 p.m.
If indie rock isn't your thing, you can go see the critically acclaimed instrumental quintet Julian Lage Group. Grammy-nominated guitar virtuoso Julian Lage plays everything from bluegrass to jazz. The group has 3 performances next Tuesday and Wednesday at Club Passim in Cambridge. For tickets, go to passim.org.
Speaking of Club Passim, it is a historic venue that has served as a starting point for many local artists. We got an exclusive look inside the Harvard Square hotspot. Let's check it out.
Welcome to Club Passim. Let's take a look downstairs.
I'm Matt Smith. I'm the managing director of Passim. I've been working here for about 17 years now. I book all the shows that happen here. We do over 430 shows a year right here in this space. This is the club itself. Club Passim is the 3rd generation of organizations that have been putting on music here in Harvard Square. It started out as the Club 47 back in 1958 at 47 Mount Auburn Street, which is just up the way a little bit. And it's been in this space now since the fall of 1963. The space is, the natural space here, as you can see, is very reflective. There's a lot of brick, there's a lot of glass, so there's a very live sound to it. We don't do a lot with really loud music in here. It tends to be more on the acoustic side of things, but we do have bands, and once you get a room full of people in here, all that reflection is absorbed, and it's a great room for sound, actually. Well, let's go around the corner and upstairs and we'll take a look at the Passim School of Music.
Right now we're in the main classroom of the Passim School of Music. This is our largest classroom space. We have 2 other classrooms and then 1 voice workshop sort of solo room that we have as well. The school's been running for a little over 10 years now, but it's kind of really come into its own in the past couple of years where attendance at the school has more than doubled. students come in, it's adult students, and they come in with whatever instrument they play and kind of learn to play together as opposed to everyone learning to play the same song. We have School of Music showcases that happen down at the club a few times a year. There are some of the ones for the ensembles and then a whole school showcase as well. Well, this here's Palmer Street. This is where Passim has been since 1963. And during the summers now we have lunchtime concerts right down here. When there's a little less construction going on, we pretty it up a little bit, and every Thursday afternoon we'll put on a lunchtime concert series here sponsored by Berklee College of Music.
Seemed like a cool place, right, Jared?
Totally.
If you're interested in improving your musical abilities or you want to check out some local music in an intimate space, go online to passim.org.
Boston has some great music venues, but it's also home to some of the best recording studios too.
When we come back, we'll check out where some local artists go to make records.
And stick around, because later in the show we'll have a live performance by Walter Rodriguez and Afton Cotton of Walter and the Night Owls. That you won't want to miss. Keep it here. Welcome back to Just Off Main Street. I'm Jared Canfield.
And I'm Jordan Moncada. Boston is home to many performers, whether it's music, magic, or dance. Street performers try to get your attention with their talents.
One local duo took from the Boston streets to the Boston stages. Ryan Fleiderer watched Tall Heights perform for a sold-out crowd at Berkeley's Cafe 939.
This duo is reaching new heights. Paul Wright and Tim Harrington started performing at Faneuil Hall, and now they're one of Boston's favorite indie groups. But it didn't happen overnight.
We're kind of writing songs together. We'd each been doing some writing on our own, and we're kind of starting to put them together, and it kind of finally coalesced when we started doing that street performing program.
The street performing program gave Tall Heights an opportunity to test out its music. Although both Tim and Paul had done some singing in high school, they knew they needed to work on their voices.
Once we started, writing a bit together, a wise lady told us we needed some voice lessons, and she was absolutely right. And so we started, taking some voice lessons, and I think that was one of the most important things we ever did early on in, becoming Tall Heights.
Harmony is probably the cornerstone of Tall Heights.
The furnace needs fixing, and I'm left all alone.
Tall Heights' musical identity is shaped by its strong harmonies.
And the best way to show somebody that we're a duo is to make it very obvious in every presentation of our music that there are two voices occurring simultaneously.
Being a duo does have its pros and cons. Although Tim and Paul have been able to develop a unique sound together, they still have to address the missing percussion element.
And more often than not, the people who are concerned about us, being simple and relatively percussionless, they take it back by the time we're finished performing.
Tall Heights hasn't just been performing, it has also been in the recording studio. Well, Tim's apartment, that is. The duo recorded its EP Rafters in Tim's living room.
And we didn't want it to be like a full-length album. We didn't want it to be, this grandiose release. We just wanted to be like, here is Rafters, take it, enjoy it.
For now, honestly, we're just trying to get the whole EP out to everyone who's interested in listening to it.
One bright, clear day, I think we all might just disappear. Sink on down in that river cold, clear my dear, on down, leaves in an icy stream. On down like these, bottom of an icy stream.
Tall Heights is putting its music out to a national audience. Last month, the duo performed at several venues in Austin, Texas during the popular South by Southwest Music Festival.
And Tall Heights may have recorded its EP in a homemade recording studio, but many artists head to one Somerville recording studio to make their albums. Here's a behind-the-scenes look into Q Division Studios.
I'm the studio manager here at Q. Mainly my job is booking the studio. We have 3 rooms, just juggling a lot of people's schedules between bands and engineers and producers.
I'm Rafi, I'm the head engineer at Q Division. I pretty much come in every day and make sure all the equipment's working. I make sure all the engineers have everything they need to make awesome sounding records.
The studio pretty much can accommodate anything from spoken word to heavy metal to hip hop to whatever. Aside from the rooms sound really good, it's just like a really comfortable, easy place to work rather than being in someone's basement or, you know what I mean? And the equipment here is fantastic. The people who work here are great. It's just, yeah, I mean, aside from like the rooms actually sound good and the gear sounds good, it's kind of about the vibe of the place. It just makes it it's like a very conducive place to be creative.
We have a whole staff of engineers, whole staff of about 4 or 5 house engineers who work with all our clients, and they're pretty much hands-on, so day-to-day with sessions and clients. And they decide where microphones go and how they're going to record things and where they'll set up artists and which instruments to use. So engineers and producers will make all those decisions.
We have a lot of really cool old amps and a lot of like vintage keyboard stuff that, you know, from time to time get used.
The board is incredibly versatile. It can do all kinds of things. It's not a digital board, it's an old school analog board. Everyone would love to work on this console. It's got 32 great mic pre's, it sounds amazing. It's pretty simple, it usually works.
Taking an artist who is super talented and helping them kind of realize what that record could be and just making it as good as possible and then having it come out and have other people appreciate it and seeing the same stuff that you saw in those songs and that artist, that's probably the most gratifying thing.
But most people who want to come to Q Division want to come here because we have a great collection of, both ears on engineers, but also gear.
Just like developing a band, it's, you do something with someone and they have a good experience and they tell their friends and hopefully those people, will come here and want to work with us as well.
If you want to lay down some tracks in a professional setting, go online to qdivision.com.
Will Dailey is one local artist that has recorded a few albums at Q Division Studios. Julian Wilson is back to introduce us to the Boston-based singer-songwriter.
Will Dailey isn't your cookie-cutter singer-songwriter. I learned how Will's music has evolved over the past few years.
I never wanted to be a solo artist or certainly considered a male singer-songwriter. I was afraid of that genre and didn't really know where I fit in that genre.
Will Dailey may have finally found his genre, and it's rock and roll.
And you gotta be in the light, oh, in the light.
This last album, which was just called Will Dailey and the Rivals, because it was just a band that was a rock and roll band and doing their own thing, where we locked ourselves up in Q Division for quite some time and tried to make a record that only these 4 people could make.
Although his sound has changed, his gritty voice hasn't, but it didn't come to him right away.
And it just was pure will that I wanted to do it and find my voice.
And how can you be sure we deserve a night out downtown?
After finding his voice, Will put out his first album, Goodbye Red Bullet. It didn't take long before it was being played on satellite radio.
They had an unsigned station and they picked it up and started spinning it. And then my phone just started ringing from all parts of the country for offers and opportunities.
Those offers included having his music played on some popular television shows like CSI New York and NCIS.
You go make your thing, you go do your vision for yourself, the best version of yourself artistically you can put forward, and all these good things happen.
Will's music has been featured on more than 50 TV shows. Perhaps it's because producers have a lot of songs to choose from.
I've written thousands of songs, and I think about 10% are all right and about 2% are good. So that's how I keep on my toes.
You can go see Will perform live next Saturday, April 15th at Johnny D's in Somerville. I'm Jillian Wilson. Back to you, Jared and Jordan.
Thanks, Jillian. It's almost time for the Just Off Mainstream in-studio performance of the week.
When we come back, we'll hear from singer-songwriters Walter Rodriguez and Afton Cotton of Walter and the Night Owls. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Just Off Mainstream.
Now joining us in studio is singer-songwriter Walter Rodriguez and Afton Cotton from Walter and the Night Owls. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks so much for having us.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Pretty well.
Well, we heard you rehearsing, and Jared and I thought you guys were wonderful.
I'm in love.
Wonderful.
And,
Sounds good to us.
Even though you both
and that's
are married.
awkward.
That's true. We're
Throwing it
taken.
out there.
So, how about before you guys play us a little song, why don't you tell us about your music?
Sure.
We're influenced by a number of different types of music. Some people might categorize us into folk, but a majority of our background is actually from classical music. So we have a lot of influence of classical music, and as well as even some Spanish guitar, which I used to play. So we kind of get together and we blend it all into something that feels pretty mysterious to us, so it must be good.
We love mystery.
We've heard that you're sort of the arbiter of the songs. If it's good, it's really good. If not, you tell the band straight up.
It's true, and we're only half of the Night Owls. We have a violinist and a cellist as well, but I tend to be the one with an opinion. So often Walter will bring to the group a new song, and I'm the one that usually says, "That's awesome," or I think you got to rethink this part, or I'm not sold, and then we work on it as a group of four and collaborate and create something that really works for all of us.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
So why don't we hear one of those songs?
Tell about the song that you guys are going to be playing before.
This first one's called Just When You Least Expect. It's really kind of about those unexpected things in life, and well, let's play it. Let's just do it.
Great.
Trouble seems to find you in the strangest of places. Just when you least expect, it'll come, it'll go, it'll hurt like hell, but you know there will come a time when all is lost and you'll go. There will come a time when all is lost and you'll go. No, 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 no. Why do we do this to ourselves when we get hurt? Why do we go looking for it, for everything we've lost along the way? Is it just too hard to replace love if it finds you in the strangest of places? Just when you least expect, it'll come, it'll go, it'll hurt like hell, but you know there will come a time when all is lost and you'll go. There will come a time when all is lost and you'll go. No, 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 no. Why do we do this to ourselves when we get hurt? Why do we go looking for it, for everything we've lost along the way? Is it just too hard for us to replace what we can't find? Oh, you're never gonna change my mind. Well, maybe just
this time.
Love, if it finds you in the strangest of places, just when you least expect, it'll come, it'll go, it'll hurt like hell, but you know.
Excellent job, guys. Loved it.
Thanks so much.
So why don't you guys tell us about how Walter and the Owls got together, Night Owls?
Sure.
Well, yeah, we started out getting together, actually cooking dinner together a lot of nights, and we realized
one of our favorite activities.
Yeah, and we were sitting around the apartment, and we realized that, you know, actually we all come from classical backgrounds and we play music. So I pulled out my guitar and I showed the group a song, and it just kind of a spark just went off, and we realized, you know, this was something special. So we kept meeting once a week, and eventually we started playing local farmers markets around town, and it just grew really organically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's coming up next for you guys? What's the next step?
Well, we are actually right in the middle of recording our first album as a band. Walter has an EP out, but he's been sort of doing his own singer-songwriter thing for a while. But now, as a band, as the Night Owls, we've put together an album of about 10 or 12 songs. We're mixing it right now, and
awesome.
We hope that it'll come out soon.
Beautiful.
Great. Well, it was so awesome having you guys here and meeting you. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Absolutely. We hope to see you guys on the tour soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
That's great.
And thank you for watching Just Off Mainstream. I'm Jordan Moncada.
And I'm Jared Canfield. Be sure to check out all of our exclusive web content by going to our blog at justoffmainstream.blogspot.com.
So you guys mind playing us out?
Yeah, we'll play you out. This song's called Your Energy.
Great.
Beautiful.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again, guys.
Woke up, put my shoes right on.